Returning guest, Darcy Marler. If you have not seen the other episode, please go check it out. We talk about land entitlement and development from a Canadian perspective. And he does a lot of stuff in Texas and Florida. We went into deep details about creative finance, and I hope you go check the other episode. But today we have Deal Breakdown. We have Darcy coming back for episode 2, and we're talking about creative stories and Deal Breakdown. We cover cool, interesting stories. So Darcy said he has a good one for us. Let's hear it. What you got?
Thanks for having me back. This is awesome. So I've got this course, lots of students taking action, and there's some pretty cool stories. So again, we just got the entitlement section of development, where you're just changing zoning and density, allowing more things to be done on that property, and then sold to the next person. You maybe do land prep, or you can actually do the building. So, a couple of students, $135,000 profit in 2.5 months by doing just the paperwork only. Another student's about 2 weeks away from getting a development permit approved, which will then increase the value of the land and give her a profit of about an extra $300,000. That's pretty cool in about 14 months, which is really cool. But the one story I wanted to talk to you about is a group of students. One of them noticed an MLS listing that there's old duplex and an old fourplex for sale. And they said, this is kind of be interesting to get involved with. So a bunch of other students kind of got involved. They had a Zoom call. That group originally was larger, but it whittled itself down to about six people. They kicked in $75,000 each to buy the down payment to buy the old fourplex and the old duplex. Mm-hmm. Next to that was another fourplex. Next to that was another fourplex. Across the street is 2 towers of about 17 stories. They're a block away from the largest mall in the city, and they're 3 blocks away from the metro, kind of the light rail transit. Perfect location. The city wants that whole area to be much bigger, much more. Yeah. So, we're talking, I'm saying, well, if you can buy the next one and the next one, then you own whole half the block. That eliminates almost all of anybody that's going to, the neighboring crowd that's going to bitch about it. So they actually did. They went and talked to the neighbors. So the original duplex and fourplex was $1.5 million. The other fourplex was $1 million, and the one next door was $1 million. And just, wasn't easy, but they managed to buy both the other ones. Well, now you've eliminated, like I said, all the pushback. Part of the other thing that the cities care about is like shadow plans. Are you're building this, great, but now you're going to cast a shadow on the neighbors. Mm-hmm. Eliminated a lot of that. Behind them was a park. So basically they had a free runway now. It took a while because, with the permits and the length of time, but basically they were able to get approval to actually build a 24-story tower. They're not going to do that. Their goal is to sell it, but they're looking at, like a 7-figure profit from 18 months. So that's another example of paperwork only. So that was pretty cool.
No, it's a cool assemblage, man. I think a lot of people, one of the things I love about this space that I think me and you, we kind of delve in, is you have to see beyond what's there.
Yeah.
You really have to see what's beyond there. And you have to have, like, not necessarily foresight, just imagination of what could be there. And I think even you said there was something across the street 20 stories up. So it gives you the ability, like, okay, there's something 20 stories up across the street. I could maybe build something 20 stories up, at least, or more, depending on what new laws or initiatives are in place for the municipality. And you kind of have that blank canvas. So I think, and this is where I commend them for even thinking about airspace. Most people don't think about airspace, that you're buying that block plus the airspace above it. You might not be able to use it, but if you're in the right area, there might be airspace availability.
Yeah. So what you're looking for a lot of the times is precedent, right? So what else is being done? So I can go into a neighborhood that on paper looks perfect. My world, basically anything old in the 1950s, I'm going to tear down instead of fix it up. So, a city or this particular neighborhood might be that age, might be, 1940s development.
Precedent,
things of that age, nice wide lots, 50-foot lots. So on paper, wow, this place looks awesome. But if you physically drive it, there's not one new duplex or fourplex. So, that would tell me that the NIMBY crowd, the Not In My Backyard crowd, is really strong. Yet, no, we want everything exactly the way it is. Versus going to another community where, no, there's old houses, fine, but next to it is, there's brand new duplexes, brand new eightplexes, whatever they're doing. So now okay, this is a much better area to work with, because I'm not going to get the pushback from the city or the neighboring community, because they get it, kind of thing, right? So precedent is kind of, and that again plays to what you said about vision too. Is if you can see it, you can, okay, well, if somebody else has built an eightplex on a 50-foot lot, I can do that too, right? So
I think precedent is something nobody talks about very often.
No.
It goes with all types of development. If there's precedent for housing, there's precedent for building on like actual buildings, like multi-family. How many doors do you know how many doors that is for 24 stories?
No, I don't. But it's I don't assume, let's say 8 or 10 per story, so you're in the multiple hundreds, so that's for sure.
Yeah, plus 200. That's crazy. That's a cool story. I think there's a lot of opportunities out there that people just overlook every day. Imagine how many people drive by that area daily, and no one thinks to put this together and make it happen.
Or even that original duplex and fourplex, I think it was on the market for like 90 days. It was on MLS for 90 days because everybody just saw it as a
duplex and fourplex.
I'm going to fix it up, and it was beat the crop. Like the duplex, I think, was close to being condemned. Right? It was that nasty. So okay, I don't know how to do that. It's too hard. Mm-hmm. Nobody really thinks about this. And again, I think it's because most investors, if they say development, they're just picturing big companies on the outskirts of town developing 400 acres. I can't do that, and they don't know that. Yeah, one old house on a city lot, you can tear that down and do something with it, right? So, lots of I think it's just opening people's minds to that it's possible, that it's even a thing. So.
Absolutely. This is I think is great. I love these little pocket deal breakdown stories, because you never know what you're going to hear, and I think this is great opportunities to open your mind to the opportunities out there. Where can people find you online?
Just my name, darcymarler.com, or there's the one coming up there is another good one, or just on YouTube, just key in my name, Darcy Marler channel, and you'll come up with all kinds of, I got like 130 videos out there talking just specifically about this stuff. There's no rentals, no flips, no wholesaling. It's just all about development and the great things you can do in there.
Absolutely. For everybody here, go like, share, subscribe. Go check them out on YouTube. Appreciate you coming on, Darcy, and thanks for your time. For everybody here, go like, share, subscribe. We'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Hey, if you'd like to meet us in person, we do an annual event every year, thehiveslive.com/summit. We'll see you there. Have a great day.